Someone who's kept the exact energy now as he had when he entered the league back in 2019, it's Gardner Minshew.
Kate, I don't know how many people know the story of Gardner Minshew and how close he was to becoming a GA and coaching. Mike Leach got on the phone with him and said, hey, why don't you take one more swing at this thing? Come out to Pullman, Washington, and lead my pirate ship. And all he did with that mustache was light the college football world on fire. And all he's been in the NFL with multiple organizations is that same spark plug that just makes something happen.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. And he gets him around 6 there. Zach Bond with the tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Let's come in here, Brock Minshew. That one's on the mark, Jacoby Myers. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, they'll run. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. They give it to him again. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. Minshew working from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And the Eagles get to it! And they stop him before he gets much on the return. Man, this is a tough ask of your defense so early in a game, Brock, sending them out on short notice and a short field after you fumble it away.
But these are the critical moments defensively you got to live for, right? This is called sudden change. They practice this, and it's your time to put out this fire.
So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs, but Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations or around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, and he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have.
And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer, but give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
From the 19. He brings it in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. It's a Devontae Smith touchdown. Well, Brock, they could prove me wrong, but I don't think touchdowns are going to come that easily the rest of this game. But starting out, we all welcome the quick score.
Yeah, not a lot of energy exerted, right? Not a lot of their cards shown just yet. They only got a couple plays into their strategy, and they found pay dirt. A lot of mystery still to come with what they're going to do schematically, and a lot of answers have to be found defensively.
Now Jake Elliott on to attempt the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. It's Amir Abdullah with the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Second drive coming up for the Las Vegas offense. They watch their fumble turn into points, so feeling maybe a little bit of an urge to make up for that now in this series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Minshew. Completed to his running back. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
1st and 10, Minshew.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They'll go right back to Madison. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Zach Bond with the tackle. We'll pause now for an injured player, and it looks like he's worse for wear after handling that last carry. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Play action. It's Minshew. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Big play sets him up pretty here with 1st and goal from the 5. They'll try and punch it in. Is in. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders reach pay dirt for the first time this game. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Daniel Carlson on for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders tie this game 7-7. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. On the return, Britton Covey. Good looking return here, and he's got room. Some good work on that return. Brock gets this up to the 33. The Eagles about set to get going for their 2nd drive. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Shotgun snap for Hurts. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And he'll get it up to the 44. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On first down, Hurts completes this one to Jahan Dotson. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Raiders side of the field.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Pulled in by Dotson along the sideline. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Hurts now from the gun. That's caught. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. He's on the move. Oh, they get to him behind the line, and he loses the football. And the offense recovers. They can still advance it. Well, you don't like to see the fumble, but hey, at least they were able to be the ones to recover it, and they keep possession.
Yeah, and I think the key there was to stay calm through the chaos. Cooler heads prevailed and got him the ball back.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Hurts looking to throw. It's Dotson on the catch. And he gets this forward to the 19.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Complete beyond the marker. It's a double-digit gain, 10 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Four downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Hurts. Cut near the goal line. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. A quick second score for him, Brock, already. And we aren't even out of this opening quarter yet.
Yeah, I think I just saw that D coordinator rip up his game plan down on the sidelines because you got to find some new resources here. You got to dedicate more bodies, more physicality to this playmaker because we know in this league, when you get a guy going like this, they're going to go to him until you stop him.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. Out comes Las Vegas on offense. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
They've got first down from the 31. Out of the gun, Minshew. And a man is there to knock that away. That one vehemently swatted away. And that'll bring up second down.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
On 2nd and 10 now, Minshew. And that's incomplete, and he's happy to have that one fall compared to, well, the alternative. Looked like it was going to be picked there.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Makes the handoff, now Minshew. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Opening frame of the game, and 2 times already, these defenders have got home for a home run sack. If they get their way, a lot more teammates are going to join them on the stat sheet with the takedown before this one ends.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. 65 yards on the punt there. And the Eagles will take possession. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Big shot to begin the drive, has him up beyond the 40. First down throwing for Hurts. Able to find Dotson here. And that's good for a gain of 5. Divine Diablo there on the tackle.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 46, Goddard makes the catch. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. Hurts setting up to throw. That pass caught by Dotson. This is ahead for about 5. Nate Hobbs in on that stop.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And that plunge is going to garner a couple of yards. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game, the type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Motion man right is Smith. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. Just short on third down, no gain on the run, and now what will they do on fourth?
You know, that's one of those plays when you call it, you expect to get decent yards every time. Seeing it stopped at the line, man, that's deflating offensively.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And his job's done, and it is a job well done. That punt fights deep into enemy territory, out of bounds at the 7. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Madison. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. From the gun, a run for Madison. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
A.J. Cole on to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. He broke 50 on his 1st punt and looks to have done the same here. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And it's going to be their football coming up. Eagles in a good spot here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. Option play, they give it to Barkley. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's Hurts. That's grabbed inside the 30. And he gets in. Touchdown, Philadelphia. The Eagles grow their early lead to 13. And we haven't even reached the end of 1, and already that's the 3rd time that he's thrown them into the end zone. It's hard to think of a better start he could be having than this. Elliott on now to attempt the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Eagles double their lead to 14. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Raiders have their offense back out there. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner, so hopefully this one has some better legs to it. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Minshew. Got a man, it's Mayer. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Out of the pistol, Minshew. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money and a lot of glamour in this league, but today, well, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
And the Birds bring out the nickel look. 3rd down coming up. From the shotgun, Minshew. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
Here comes A.J. Cole back to the field for a punt. Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And he's had a very busy game already, Brock. 3rd time they've called on him as he gets this away. And he's getting nothing on that return. They wrap him up almost at the exact spot that he fielded that punt. The Eagles and quarterback Jalen Hurts ready to go once more on offense. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together, finding the end zone. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Running left, this is Barkley. And looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 32. Taken in by Smith. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He's keeping it. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. It's a pickup of a yard, and that is how our 1st quarter will end. Ready now for our 2nd quarter. The Eagles have the football. They've got 3rd and 2 to start out. Here's another carry for Barkley. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Okay, you know me, I can't resist. I thought we might have needed the old Gene Steratore index card down there, making a really close measurement to see if he got the first down or not. But in the end, well, the right call was made. He got just enough to move the chains.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. They go to Barkley again. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Nate Hobbs in on that stop. 1st down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. That's why they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Kate, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
First down, a run with Barkley. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Divine Diablo there on the tackle. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
The humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And he gets this forward to the 19. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15+ at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Barkley trying this up the gut. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
Hurts to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. It's 2nd and goal.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. That defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes, knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Rolling left, and he scores! It's a Philadelphia touchdown! The Eagles stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. His 4th total score of the game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles stretch their lead to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Abdullah now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And this certainly isn't the rut they want to be in, Brock. All of their drives have been ending in punts as of late. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's just spinning his wheels, man, this entire first half. They drop him behind the line.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Minshew working from the gun. Finds his back complete. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Zach Bond with the tackle.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
Minshew now on 3rd down. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, before the snap, right before the snap, you may have to take off if the read isn't there. That was a great adjustment made at the perfect time for the 1st down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. A tight end in motion now. Inside handoff goes to Madison. They'll have him gain about a handful there. Zach Bond with the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Yeah, you want to get above 5 yards to carry? Well, put together runs like that. And I'll tell you what else a run like that does, Kate. That sets up the play action, right? When you really just gouge and gash a defense like that, the next time you run that action, they're going to be thinking running the ball to go right over their head.
And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
Handoff now out of the gun. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
From the 22 on 2nd down. And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders fighting back and shaving 6 off that lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders get it back to a 14-point game. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Eagles ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And we're all hoping his hot start can continue. He's been putting up some numbers early in this contest. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
From the 30 on 2nd down. He'll get this one to Brown. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
I got to be honest with you, Kate. That's an occasion where a drop would have been a whole lot better than a completion. Couldn't find the way back to the line, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
And it's a nickel look by the Raiders. 3rd down coming up. Hurts now from the gun. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. They run it with Saquon. And they had that one contained right at the line. Divine Diablo there on the tackle. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding the runner. That's instincts come to life.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing here, Hurts. Has him on the quick hitter. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Jack Jones making that tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Backfield is empty as they motion him out right. Complete beyond the marker. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, here's Hurts. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
On 1st down, Hurts. It's Dotson on the catch. And he's stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Hurts throwing again. He's on the move. Oh, look at this. Here he goes. And he slides down with enough to pick up that 1st. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Short side option here. He's running left. And he made a bid for it. It's a good gain that's stopped down at the 3. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Here's Saquon. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Eagles make it a 3-possession game. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles stretch their lead to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Abdullah now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Raiders ready for another drive on offense as Jacoby Myers heads out. They're down 21 now after that last score and in need of a comeback as we work through this game. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Minshew. He beams one deep right side. They connect on the deep shot. And they make the stop, we're going to say at about the 37-yard line. That's a 38-yard play for them to move the sticks.
You know, Kay, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position by hitting on that shot. You've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Down inside the 40 now with a 1st down following that last play. A give now from the gun. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Now Minshew. We've got a screen to the running back. And this one does not go far.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong, where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field and not just see it, but attack it and they devoured that screen game on third down.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it gets a fraction closer as the lead's down to 18.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Covey now to return this. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll start this series with an option left. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Well, there's going to be a missed assignment on somebody's grade sheet tomorrow. That read option game with the quarterback, there is always a defender that's responsible for the QB. That time, QB takes advantage.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. On the handoff, it's Barkley. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it. It's the 2-minute warning now from the link. The Eagles looking for a score before halftime. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. First throw for the backup now. Barkley's got it. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well, and it sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
2nd and 3 now. Now here's Pickett. Able to find Dotson here. And he'll go out of bounds after a pickup inside the opposing 40. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's Pickett. Brought in right side. And they take him down right along the 30.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Dotson now in motion right. 2nd and 1. He's got the ball on the sideline. Ooh, difficult play, small gain, but it counts. First down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They are throwing it again. Escapes the pocket. He's running with it. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Stopped by the unmistakable Max Crosby.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB, and it gave him just enough room to run.
Second and 6 coming up here. From the 24. Pressure comes, and he's taken down. The Raiders got him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
Even from the booth, Kate, I could hear it. I could hear that front seven telling the guys on the back end, hey, all I need is a couple seconds of lockdown from you guys, and I'm going to get to this QB. You promise that you deliver? And that's exactly what they did, wasted no time in getting that sack.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. They kick the running back in motion. Third and long for him here. He's got it near the 10. And he drives it down to the 8 before going out. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with first and goal.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So after the incomplete pass, here's second and goal. To throw is Pickett. He's on the move. And they take this in for the score. The Eagles get more points to end a lopsided first half. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles continue piling onto this lead. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. They've got first and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He's back to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. Looking to throw. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. We're at halftime here in Philadelphia, and the Eagles have soared to a lead at the break. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, sit tight. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But for now, this is our halftime report. The Eagles were led in the first half by their dynamic quarterback, Jalen Hurts. He was downright amazing with 3 touchdown passes and another one scored on the ground for good measure.
All right, thank you, Coach. And we are back and about set to begin the second half. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Philadelphia has its offense out to start this third quarter. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Pickett. Able to get it to Barkley. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Tracked down by Robert Spillane.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. They send a tight end in motion. Short side option here. He's running left. And that's good for a gain of 5. Marcus Epps making the play. Give him 5 yards to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1.
The difference right there, Kate, between that gain and a big hit for a loss, some really quick decision-making. He made a quick read, saw the running back was going to get hit if he handed it, and he pulls it himself for a positive gain.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That pass caught by Dotson. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Pickett will look to throw. Fits it through the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
They're set up at the 35 now. Pickett set to pass. Goddard brings it in on the slant. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Still sticking with the passing game. Getting out to his left. He's going to keep it this time. And he wisely avoids contact, sliding down there, and that played good enough for a 1st. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
That is quarterback play 101. Maybe not the first chapter of it, but man, is that important. Getting downfield, get what you can with your legs, then most importantly, protect yourself. Get down and don't take any extra contact.
Completed to his running back. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the 17. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Pickett to throw. Pass caught by Gainwell. And he's going to reach the 6 before he goes out. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. To throw, Pickett. And he scores. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles grow the lead coming out of halftime. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Point after added on by Elliott. And the Eagles grow their lead yet again. Elliott all set for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Man, he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. And this has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running right, it's Madison. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 32. He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Milton Williams making the stop.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
3rd and short. Here's Minshew. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there. Looking for the back that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. The home teams back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Now here's Pickett. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Here's Pickett. That pass complete to Goddard. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They're going to try to pick it up with... Oh, the football's loose. And the Raiders get to it. A lot of grass ahead. And Vegas takes it back for a touchdown. The Raiders cut into the lead. I think they would have happily just taken the turnover, Brock, but how about the wherewithal of the defender to take it back for the score?
Yeah, that is a scoop and score in the definition of a splash play defensively. You don't just rip possession away from the offense, you kind of rip their heart out too. You rip possession, you turn it into points, and now that beleaguered offense is going to have to get right back on the field.
Carlson's extra point is good. And the Raiders will trail by 25. Nice little energy on their sideline after that fumble return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. First play of the drive, and he takes an option left. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1.
Not that he needed to, but he'll always try and remind people that he's a threat running it, in addition to slinging it all over the field.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 34. Bails out of the pocket quick. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
That's now the 3rd sack of the game, and I know how these defenders start to think, how many more can I tally up before this one's over? Still a bunch of game time. And this defense, well, they're feeling it.
Third and just 2 to go. Back to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Here's Barkley. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tracked down by Robert Spillane. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Kate, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Dumps it off to his running back. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
The Eagles are in punt formation. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. It's fielded at the 14. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And it'll be Raider football. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. C.J. Gardner-Johnson there on the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Up the middle they go with Madison. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Nakobe Dean in on the tackle. Call it no gain on the play, and that brings up 3rd and 9.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Minshew now on 3rd down. He gets this one to Myers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, Madison. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Big Jordan Davis getting there for the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, Minshew. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Picked off by C.J. Gardner-Johnson. And the Eagles will take over along the midfield stripe after the interception and return. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They're going to start just inside of enemy territory following that pick. New set of downs for him from the 46. From the gun, a give to Gainwell. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. to throw his picket. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So they're left facing 3rd and long. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions, from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything, and they just did.
That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Throwing from the gun here. He's on the move. Oh, he's calling his own number again.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that, and it's a good thing you woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep them moving forward.
2nd and 3 now. Looking for a throw here. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
1st down from the red zone. He brings it in. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9.
Just stay on schedule. Just stay on schedule, right? SOS. Bad thing on a ship. Good thing on a football field. Even a little completion keeps this offense on schedule.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Option play. They give it to Barkley. Breaks the tackle. Still going. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Barkley. Can't push it across. They make the stand, and it looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too.
There's no question that offensively you're disappointed when you're in these goal to go and you go backwards. But this is one of those situations, Kate, where I got to give a tremendous amount of credit to that defense. That surge, that want to, that leverage to not just stop them at the point of attack, but knock them 2 yards backwards.
And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Easy call for the officials there. He was offsides at the snap, and that's going to cost him. Penalty drops him at the 1, so they've got a couple of shots left at it. It's 2nd and goal. Running it after the penalty. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. Stuffed once again, and now suddenly they're left with 3rd and goal.
The chances of stalling this drive defensively seem bleak, but how about now? Look at those odds changing, Kate. Still not great, but you could feel a little momentum on their side. Maybe they can muster it up and get back-to-back stops.
3rd and goal. He keeps it left on the option. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. Pretty easy kick here, Brock, just 22 yards. The kick by Hopkins is good, and that gives them a 28-point advantage.
Well, that's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Their offense ready to take the field now. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Inside handoff goes to Madison. And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Zach Bond with the tackle. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Minshew working from the gun. And that's nearly intercepted, but couldn't hang on. Just a harmless incompletion. It's 3rd down.
I'll tell you this, Kate, they doubled him knowing that was where the pass was likely headed. That's doing your homework. A bit surprising QB still threw it in that direction with how well the defense had that one covered.
From the gun, a run for Madison. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's Raiders football as we're just counting down this final quarter. This game seems out of hand. They still need 10, but the offense getting set on 4th down. They snap it. Here's Minshew. He puts some air under a deep throw to the left. This is caught inside the 15. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
They give it to Madison. And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Throwing here, Minshew. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Now Minshew on 3rd and goal. Escapes out to the left.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Here we go, 4th and goal inside the 1. Oh, they'll try and run it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
Well, a blitz on 4th down's a gutsy call, but it can work against a pass or a run. Good luck running for the sticks when you got a whole defense crashing you right off the snap.
The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we're reminded of some of the highlights of this game, his touchdowns ranking quite high among them. We're going to see 3 of them here, and if you're scoring like that, Brock, it normally means you've had a pretty darn good game. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They go to Barkley again. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Hurts now from the gun. Barkley's got it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Hey, Kate, they don't rightly care who it's going to go to in that situation. All they really care about are the results on 3rd down. And that's exactly the result they needed, enough to keep this drive moving.
All right, I'll set up now. 1st and 10. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's another carry for Barkley. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. The Raiders are back onto the field, led by Gardner Minshew. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Minshew on 1st down. Gets it quickly to Bowers. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the 2 of them.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just 1 play. Throwing on 1st is Minshew. Caught by Marshall. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
1st and 10, Minshew. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Sticking in the air with Minshew. Pass taken in by Marshall. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Raiders first. Play action, it's Minshew. Caught by his back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Handoff goes to Madison, running right. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Gosh, this front has just been destructive, hasn't it? My goodness. Same type of pressure. You're going to get it on third down that you just got on second. You better block it up. What a big win on second down. Try to get off the field now. And this offense and offensive line better get ready.
They'll go right back to Madison. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. 4 yards, narrows the distance a bit, but still some yardage left here on fourth down.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign, well, they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
Defense just needs to hold them short. It's 4th and 7. Out of the gun, Minshew. That's cut beyond the marker. He has the touchdown. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Carlson now to add one more. The point after splits the uprights. And the Raiders cut the lead by a quarter, down now to 21. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Covey now to return this. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles ready to set up shop on offense. Even though they've got a 3-score lead, still a lot of time left, so they're going to try to grow it even further. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
You're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go. Second down. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a gain of 4. They're going to need twice that now on 3rd and 8. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run, but I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he can do like we just saw.
They're out now, ready to punt it. Braden Mann will kick it away. Ooh, it's away, but he knows he mishit that one. Headed for the sideline. And that's out. We're just waiting for the spot. They're going to say it cleared the sideline over top the 14. The Raiders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Here's Minshew. He's got Bowers working the sideline. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You'll often hear it said, in my life experience, it's true, the NFL is a game of matchups, so much more than any level. And these tight ends, we see it time and again, are such a matchup nightmare down the field.
Minshew. Catch is made down the right sideline. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Back to throw, Minshew. This ball's cut by Bowers. And he's in, touchdown! The Raiders get it back to within 2 possessions. Brock Bowers, the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. And that right there, Brock, is a touchdown I think our fellow broadcaster Greg Olsen would be proud of. A big strike to the tight end that I don't think a lot of receivers could have pulled off and make it look as easy.
You know, a lot of times you're splitting hairs talking about the differences between tight ends and receivers at this level because a lot of those guys, they work the same route tree and they move with the football, well, just like their receiver teammates. And they can score some lengthy touchdowns too, just like he showed off.
Carlson to tack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders get it back to a 14-point game. Carlson all set now for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well even with the workload they placed upon him. First and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That pass caught by Dotson. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
First down, a run with Barkley. And it took a couple of guys to haul him down there after a gain of just 1.
I've talked to running backs over the years, Kate, and the transition from the college game to the pro game, they'll tell you, there's just times in the NFL you got to run into darkness. You run into a lot of bodies. Perfect example of that on the first down play.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Into traffic, complete. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that could create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Hurts with it on 3rd and short. Caught, nice gain left side. And he gets in, touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles make it a 3-score game in the 4th. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you gotta win right from the jump. And you gotta protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles stretch their lead to 21. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Minshew working from the gun. Marshall there to bring it in. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Working quickly here. Out of the pistol, Minshew. Completed to his running back. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Offense up to the line fast. From the shotgun, Minshew. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Philly. Raiders trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 48. Finds a man right side. And they make the tackle at the 38. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Raiders first.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They'll throw it again. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Darius Slay has it. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag for him, partner. He does have the 3 touchdowns in this game, but also now a couple of interceptions.
You almost feel like, Kate, he's seeing most of the picture on how to attack this defense, but just not quite all of it yet. It's largely been good, as he said. Some nice touchdowns as well. But there's still a couple of these looks in coverage that are giving him problems, and he's got to figure that picture out.
The Eagles about set to go on offense. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Barkley. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They run it with Saquon. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To be a stud back in this league, it takes more than just checking the athletic boxes. There's an IQ, a feel, a patience and craftiness required, along with just tremendous vision. He showed all of it navigating that run up the middle.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. So it's an Eagles win here in this one. And with the start they had in that first quarter, Brock, it is no surprise to see them come away with a victory at the end. They really did all they could to put this out of reach early. That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on EA Sports. With my partner in the booth, Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Philadelphia.